Hello, hello, hello. I didn't tell anyone I was going live. This lighting is so funky. Let's see. I act like this replay isn't going to be on the page, like I'm using this as my mirror. Okay, so I actually want to start before, typically I know people wait for other people to come on. I want to start because I just dropped my son off at the mall a couple hours ago. And when he calls, mommy's going to get up and run. And I want to make sure the message gets out before I get that mommy call. Mom, can you come pick me up from the mall, please? This is my son's first time going to the mall with his friends. You guys might be like, what? He's 15. He just turned 15 in November. But I am one of those parents. Like, I'm going to be in the mall somewhere. I'm here somewhere. But today I was like, okay, Stephanie, he will be 16. I'm going to give him my convertible probably for his birthday. And he's going to have a whole car. Like, just get used to him being somewhere and you're somewhere else. So I dropped him off a couple of hours ago. And so I figured this was the perfect time to go live. So I know I did not, give you guys notice, but thanks for being here. Hey, y'all. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. So I'm going to try to stay focused because y'all know I'm never focused. I'm going to try to stay focused, deliver the content, and then look and see what's happening over in the chat. So, you guys can be talking and all that stuff. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I actually really wanted to have this conversation with you because so today we're talking about what's happening when you're manifesting and you're not actually seeing results in the 3D. It's something I see you guys talk about a lot, and transparently, I ignore those messages because remember my last talk about your stories? I don't want to do that with you. I want to be the person to talk about the thing as having happened. I want to talk about and it's not happening. So it's just not a role I want to play in your life. The role that I've chosen to play in your life is that person that holds the space for all those things that you desire, for your dreams, your wishes, all your desires to be actually here in the present. And so I do typically, if I see them all, I've been getting so many, but if you notice, I answered all of them and I skipped one, and you were telling me something about something not happening, I probably did it on purpose because we won't do that. All right. All right. So can you guys share this out with your friends? Share this out with your people. I'm really excited. So I want to give you a visual representation of what is happening when your manifestations are not happening. Okay. A visual representation. And I actually have props. I guess we'll call them props. I have props here today, which I'm really, really excited about. And it is 4:30, and I'll give you guys this other thing. So today, in my business of subconscious reprogramming, for higher level, we talk about different pieces of subconscious reprogramming, different tools. It's higher level, so I don't promote it here. We're in our last hour and a half of our January launch. And so this live also helps me take my mind off of it and me focus on something else. So I really love the school and this year, 2022, for all of the men and women, brave men, because it's only a couple men and mostly women who are in there. It's going to be phenomenal, creating everything that they desire. And I'm just really excited to share just on a deeper level, on a deeper neuroscience level, a deeper physics level with everyone, how I've gotten to this space. Right? Because there's level. What do they say? There's levels to this ish, man. There's levels. And so we have the level here, which I think is a really good intro and intermediate. And then of course we get higher, right? All right. So people say to me all the time, Stephanie, I've been doing my visions. I have been affirming. I have been doing subliminals, and I am not seeing results. First off, I want to say that the example that I'm about to give you is only for the person or people who are actually consciously manifesting the things they want. Some of you are saying that and you're focused on, I really don't want to struggle to get clients. I really want to make more than 10,000 a month or 5,000 a month or whatever. You're focused on the thing you don't want, not the thing you do want. And so you're actually not consciously manifesting. But for those of you who are actually following the process, who are actually aligning your mind, body, and spirit with your desires. For those of you who are actually making sure your input and your output matches what you desire, make sure that you are watching TV, reading books, listening to audio, listening to music that matches what it is that you're bringing into your beautiful being, then this example is going to work for you. So for those who don't know, I am like an avid, I don't even know what to call myself. I don't even know if I would say a gardener, but when it comes to all things like home, I am definitely like, I'm going to curate beautiful spaces. I love to grow my own food. I'm a little bougie. I call myself like a little bougie farm girl, but a little bougie, you know, I'm gonna have on a cute pair of like bougie gloves out in the garden. But I love that, right? I love it. The farm that I'm building, oh, little chickens gonna have like the bougiest little chicken house, little chicken coop. It's gonna be bougie, y'all. And I'm gonna have some cute little boots that's supposed to get muddy to go out there. And like just know I'm gonna be doing all sorts of photo shoots and like the bougie outfits mixed because I like grunge and classic look. Like just think of pearls, like pearls and swine together. It's just like my thing. I don't know. But I love gardening and I love growing things. And I've always been that person. I actually posted on one of my Instagram pages this morning about where that love came from. And I used to feel, I won't say weird, but different. I used to feel different than most people because, especially being an 80s baby, I was born in 82. I feel like after a certain point, gardening, farming, all those things we have been told. I got a point with manifesting. For those who missed it on our last live stream, I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories. So you got to hang in there, right? And so if you're impatient, and you'll probably click off, you also probably don't manifest very well. But I was telling earlier on Instagram where my love of like gardening came from, and it came from my grandmother and being really young and watching it. And if you're in this age group, then you are one of those people who grew up with the belief that like gardening and farming and all those things are almost beneath you a little bit. And it's a little bit better to go to Kroger or Publix or Walmart or Sam's or Costco and buy your vegetables and buy your this. And I always was the person that was like, I don't know, this feels luxurious to me. You know, I ain't never really want to deal with like worms and stuff like that. But the idea that I could plant a seed, follow me. If you guys have watched me long before I was actually on this channel, you know we going somewhere good here. I have always been in love with the idea that you can plant a seed, baby, and you can water that bad boy, and you can water it every day. You can fertilize it. You might put a little bag guano on that bad boy, and you be like not seeing nothing. And then you come outside one day, you're like, do I see something growing? And you're like tripping out. And then you keep watering it and you keep tending to it. And then like 2 months later, 3 months later, you're actually getting harvest like you picking tomatoes. Like I never really liked okra. Grow your own okra. I don't know what it is about growing your own stuff. Like all of a sudden you start liking the stuff. Homegirl, eat okra now. Okay. So it's just something amazing about you planted the seed, you tended to it, you watered it, you fertilized it. You didn't see anything. You could have given up. You could have been like, this ain't working. Right? But you didn't. You stayed in there even when you ain't see nothing. You just kind of had trust that it's a seed, and you think that if you have a seed, something's supposed to grow. Right? And then you produce fruit. Well, what a lot of you, again, if you're just kind of getting in here, I was saying this is if you really are manifesting correctly. So watch my live stream that I did on New Year's Day to know what I mean about that. Like if your input and output is matching what you desire, your stories matching what you desire, your conversation matching what you desire, what you read matching what you desire, what you listen to matching what you desire, what you watch matching what you desire. Like that is literally your life. Then this example is for you. So right here, I have two examples for you. So it's time to start. This really looks kind of funky. I never actually knew what this looked like when it started growing. That's interesting. Okay. So it's about time to start the spring garden, right? I'm in what they call zone 7B. And so we start seedlings now. But one of the things I know is when you have gardens, like sometimes you deal with certain insects and stuff. So you want to make sure you grow garlic. If you plant garlic with certain things, it deters certain things. Stick with me. So I was like, I need to grow some garlic. So I looked on my counter and I keep garlic on my counter. And one of them had started growing like the little green, the leaf, right? The little stem, whatever it is, right? And I was like, you know what? I can use this. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just use this whole clove. Let's break it apart and we'll just use all this garlic. I don't know if you guys know that you can take clove garlic or a garlic bulb, break it apart, get the clove, put the garlic in water, and that bottom part, which is very short typically, if you put it in water, it starts growing. And then after it grows, the stem grows. And then once it grows into a big enough plant, you can actually put it in dirt. It takes a long time for garlic. Garlic is about a 6 to 8 month process, but then you'll come out with new bulb, right? All right, just a little, tidbit information. So today is Saturday. So Wednesday, Tuesday, I decided I was going to plant the garlic, right? Stick with me. So the easiest way is to get like a little glass jar. And y'all know I'm from the South. I don't know if this is a Southern thing or not. Y'all like to call it country. And now it's chic because you be all up in Hobby Lobby and you be all these different places and people be drinking out of mason jars. And y'all used to call me country. I just don't drink out of plastic. So you can give me the mason jar. You can give me a wine glass. Bougie girl does both. Okay. Anyway, so I keep little jars, but this is a mason jar. I feel like the glare is very glary. So I'm actually going to pull them out just to show you this, only because it's not in soil. If it was in soil, y'all have to figure it out on your own. I wouldn't pull it out, but I feel safe with this. So here's one. Basically what I did is I took it and I put it in water enough to cover. So what happened was on the counter, this green part right here was already growing. So I knew, smells like garlic. I knew that all I needed to do was put the roots in water and it would continue growing. The others had not started sprouting yet. And I have some that's not sprouting, like this big fat one right here. It's not sprouting, right? That's just what garlic look like. But even though they've both been, because it's 4 that started sprouting, only 1 on the counter. So even though this is in water and it looks like nothing's happening, because it's in water, I can actually see what the roots are doing. If you've ever bought a bulb of garlic, you know the roots are not that long. So while I'm waiting on the sprouts to come, the roots have to grow first. I'm sticking this back in here. I want to keep it out of the water too long. So I don't know if you can see all those beautiful roots that's growing down in the bottom. You want to change your water every day. No, I haven't changed it today, which is why it's looking a little murky, but that's okay. We'll change it. You want to keep the roots in water. This is not a gardening lesson. Actually, it is. I lied. This is not a gardening lesson for garlic. This is a gardening lesson for your desires, baby. All right. We root our desires. So what's happening is if you're doing all those things and you're not seeing anything on the top, you're not actually seeing any stems start to form. Often what's happening is your roots are growing. Your roots are beginning to be deeply rooted. Your roots are extending out so that when they get in soil, and we're going to talk about it in soil in a minute, can actually grab on so that the plant part, the green part, will be strong. So when it's outside in the garden and a little rough wind come, that bad boy won't be uprooted. When a little hard rain come, y'all already know. Sometimes I get excited Oh, Jesus. I get so excited because I don't even know if y'all getting this message. I ain't even got it out yet, and I'm excited. Yeah, I don't even know. Sometimes I be feeling so grateful because, like, if you don't know this information, you be like, why isn't it manifesting? Baby, your roots just growing. They just getting deeply seated into the earth, baby. They're just getting to the point that when a strong wind come, a gust, a storm, a thunderstorm, a tornado, an earthquake, guess what? The thing that you manifesting is deeply rooted and that thing won't move. Sometimes when we want things to come in 5 minutes, you ain't gave it time for the roots to grow. You're not deeply rooted into that subconscious, that new version of you, which is why as soon as you say you're not doing X and then you see have an opportunity to do X, a little temptation come, that's that wind blowing. Now you over here doing what you said you ain't gonna do because it's not deeply rooted. I wish y'all could feel me. I'm way too excited about this. I wish y'all could feel what I'm saying to you over here. This is why, part of the reason I think like I grew up with gardening and my grandmother and stuff, but I think part of it was early on. I felt like, God gave me a message early on before I even got into this career. And I remember standing in my mama house, not even my house. I was at my mama house. I was like, Mom, can I dig up a part of your garden, your yard to put a garden? And I remember looking out and it hit me plain as day. God was like, I know you struggling. It feel like you struggling, but the seeds are planted. And I knew deep in my heart, baby, this is just a momentary thing, right? It's a momentary thing. That's why sometimes people be like, oh, I see your struggle. Truth is, I ain't never really struggled. I just went through moments of things. I ain't never really struggled because my roots have always been growing. They have always been going to be deeply buried into the soil so that when the wind blew, I stayed in place, so that nothing would knock me over, so that I could keep on manifesting all the things that I desire, so that I could think and that thing would come to me. And it was just like this whole epiphany to me, looking out over the garden at my mama's house, not even my house. So you hear me? Oh, I wish I knew. Like sometimes I be feeling like I feel like the spirit or something. I don't know. Oh, I'm getting a little warm in here. Ooh. All right, I hope y'all feel me. I'm trying not to look at the comments, but I really hope y'all getting this message. I hope y'all getting this good right here. This a whole message. This when you probably find out I might be a little bit of a y'all know I'm actually reverent. This when you find out I really am and be like, oh, Jesus. Okay. All right, this good, y'all. Show y'all one more. So this one right here. Just so grateful. I'm just so grateful for knowing. And I just want to make sure y'all know this too. This one right here, I'm finna show y'all. So I showed you the garlic. Sometimes you can see it. You can see the roots happening, right? But what happens when you can't see it? What happens when it look like it's just dark? What happens when you can't see what they say? You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I have I think these snow peas. Where I got this from? Which one I got this out of? This is sugar snap peas, right? Sugar snap peas. Tell you something about these sugar snap peas that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But I found these sugar snap peas in an old bag that I had, and they supposedly once go grow after 2013. And it's 2022, baby, and this thing is definitely growing. I said, you know what, you ain't gonna tell me that nature don't work. I was like, do seeds expire? I know you put this. It might be like the tea company. I have to put a 2-year expiration, but tea good for 25 years. So I'm like, maybe it's kind of like that, but I'm gonna try. So with these sugar snap peas, I put them in a biodegradable pot so that when I get ready to transfer them, I don't have to actually disturb the root system. And so what I'll do is I put my little raised bed, make my little space, sit my little biodegradable pot off up in that thing. So I planted this the same day. I did it on Tuesday. And even though the seed is under the dirt. I don't know why I heard that Kanye song that's on like TikTok and Reels and stuff. Even if you're not ready for the day, it cannot always be night. I don't know why I just heard it in my head. So that's why I paused. But with bigger seeds, you plant them deeper in the dirt. The thing about being deeper in the dirt, this about to save somebody. Y'all ready for this? I'm going to repeat what I just said, yeah. Bigger seeds have to be what? Deeper in the dirt. When it's a little baby seed, like a little tomato seed or a little basil seed or a lettuce seed, no, lettuce is real little. Lettuce, you can start seeing it grow tomorrow, day after. Lettuce is real, a tiny, tiny seed. All right. But when it's a big seed, Abraham Hicks say you can manifest a castle as easy as a button. You absolutely can. That's only if you don't think a castle is a castle and you think it's the size of a button. But as long as you recognize a castle is a castle and not a button, there's the disconnect. And most people do recognize that. So that being said, when it's a bigger seed, you have to bury it deeper in the dirt. Because you bury it deeper in the dirt, it takes longer to see it come above the soil. But just because you don't see it coming above the soil, that don't mean the roots aren't growing down into the soil. I sure hope y'all feeling this. So I actually planted 4 of these. This is what it looks like. It looks dark like this because it's actually moist. You want to keep them moist. And normally it's not out. I actually keep it in like a greenhouse type situation. And you can actually see the little top right here today. But my little lettuce and stuff that I planted same day, my little tomatoes and stuff, they've been popping up. Like it only took like 2-3 days. I might have planted this Monday actually. This one, that one was Tuesday. But it only took like a couple days to see my lettuce. What I got over there? Beefsteak, some golden jubilees, little stuff. It only took a couple days. This one popped up today. Let me tell you, this actually kind of big to pop up overnight. This is not like a little pop up. This is a pop up. But I watered it. I put it in a little thing to make the little greenhouse effect. And even though I ain't see nothing coming and supposedly the seed expired, I had to bury it deeper in the dirt. It takes longer to come. But I went looking at this seed every day like, why I don't see you growing yet? Should I dig down in here and let me see what's happening? Not once, because I trusted the process of nature. I trusted that nature's going to do what nature's going to do. And you, my love, are a part of nature. I trusted that when a seed is planted, what happened, y'all? When a seed on fertile ground, tell me what happened. That bad boy grows. I trusted it. And I woke up today and I was like, go ahead, little sugar snap pea, whatever you call it. What is it? Sugar snap, that's right. Go ahead, little sugar snap pea. I see you, Sugar Snappy. I looked at you last night, Sugar Snappy, and Sugar Snappy was not above the dirt, the soil. But Sugar Snappy, in order to be showing me above the soil, I can almost guarantee if I went to pull it, it's rooting. I ain't gonna pull it because I actually want my Sugar Snappy. And I actually thought about it and I was like, if y'all can't imagine this from seeing the garlic, I don't know what to tell you because I actually want my Sugar Snap pea. I wanted to be out there and I want to get my little peas off doing it sometime. So I might have to say forget y'all by pulling my seed up. But see, that's what y'all do. Y'all go dig that seed up. You be like, but I don't see it. And as soon as you step outside, as soon as you step outside of understanding your dominion over your earth, as soon as you step outside of knowing that you got fertile ground and the seed is planted and you start seeing, I don't see it. You snatch that bad boy up by the roots. And the root ain't even strong enough yet to take a snatching. It can't even take a wind. That's why you don't see it yet. And so you over there worrying about what you see on externally. It's why I'll use this as an example because I'm sick of the example. Yeah, I know if you're new to me, you don't know I hate talking about SPs. But it's why you see a lot of people talking about manifesting the SP and they manifest them, then you don't see them no more. And they be like, oh, I got somebody else. Yeah, we can always say like, oh, their thought process changed. Or the truth is, you don't let what needs to happen, and you don't let the seeds be deeply rooted so that the universe can bring you somebody that truly fits what you desire. We have to learn to put out what we want. Let those seeds go down. Like imagine you could see. I actually want to build, and I'm seriously thinking about it at the farm, something clear so that we can watch the roots. It needs to be clear and porous, like so it can breathe. So I got to figure that part out. But I will because I am a little brilliant bit. So I'm gonna figure it out. But It's always action happening at the root. And when you are messaging me, Stephanie, it's not happening, I'm not engaging in that conversation again. Like I said when I started, it's because number one, I ain't finna do that story with you. Number two, that's not who Stephanie Sinclair represents in your life. I'm a representation of what's possible. I don't play over here in what's not possible. I don't play them games. That's not where I play. I play in hopes, dreams, and manifestations, and love and money and whatever else you want. You know, whatever else you want. That's what I play in. I ain't finna play with y'all like that. Because what I recognize is every time you do that, you screwing up the seed. You ripping the seed up. And you have to trust that if your mind is fertile, which it is, how do I know it is? Because even in your unmanifestation of the thing you want to manifest, you are the one that's actually manifesting the not having of it. So it's fertile. It's fertile. You aren't allowing the roots time to grow, to allow the plant to get strong so that when the storm comes, when the wind blows, it can withstand everything that happens in the 3D, so that it can withstand everything that happens on this side of the soil. I hope y'all got this message. I didn't want it to be too long. I feel good. It's under 30 minutes. Hope y'all got the message. It's not that it's not happening. Literally, as soon as you plant the seed, the particles in the universe go to work. The particles going to work is the seeds being deeply rooted. While the particles in the universe are going to work, what's happening here in your subconscious, and if you watch the live stream, you know when I do that, I'm talking about the subconscious. Typically, I do consciousness as if it's in the front because it's in the front of mind, and subconsciousness is in the back because you are unaware of it. It's subconscious. Typically, what's happening too is these new beliefs are being rooted. So on a science standpoint, out here in the universe, things are moving for you to have it. They don't always move fast if you don't believe it yet, but they're moving. The particles are moving. But at the same time, the beliefs are rooting in. They're going in. And the deeper the roots get, the quicker the particles move to bring you the things that you want. But as soon as you start saying from up here, I don't see it, you stop the process back here. And when you stop the process back here, you stop the process out here. Y'all understanding what I'm saying? I really be hoping. I really hope. Slow it down, Stephanie. I pray, I believe that somebody, if it's just one person, got this message. I believe that somebody heard this and literally said, oh my God, I see what I'm doing. Oh my God, I see how I'm screwing this up. Oh my God, it's me. Because it's all you. It's all you. It's all you. Hope you guys got that. I'm going to do a little scrolling. So if you're watching a replay of this and you don't want to see like a little Q&A, ain't going to be much of a Q&A, maybe like 15, 20. But if you're watching a replay, thank you for watching. If you found me somewhere, subscribe. If you're watching this now, subscribe to you, girl. When we get to 10,000, we're going to start the Faith series, which I'm really excited about. We are reading from one of my favorite books on faith outside of the Bible. Well, I do like the Quran. I study all sorts of religious texts, by the way. But it's one of my favorites, and it's called God Works Through Faith. We're going to read through the book together, and then I'm giving commentary as we read through the book. So I've given you time to get it as well if you want to, and if you don't want to get it, fine, you can listen to me read to you. I can read. I'm animated, but I read very well. And we will go through it. Now, over on my podcast, I did a 3-part series, but it only covered a very small portion of the book, even 3-part series. So imagine what's going to happen when we cover the whole thing. Okay. So as soon as I hit 10,000, I'm going to start going through this book and we're going to do a faith series. I think when I looked before I took Caden, to meet up with friends. I think I was at like 9,057, which was bananas because at the same time I saw a notification I missed from YouTube that said 3 weeks ago, congratulations on hitting 1,000. I was like, wow. And today we're at 9. So I feel grateful. I feel blessed. And yet I also know it's just the beginning because I do feel like there's a missing piece within this industry. There's a missing piece within this conversation, and not even a missing piece, but even the way, because I feel like the only people who are giving the same message that I'm giving are other doctors, other metaphysicists and neurophysicists and scientists, because I'm not having the traditional Neville conversation. I love Neville, we know that. But we're talking about all things science, physics, and the spiritual part, right? But I feel like part of my magic is that I bring that thing down and I try to make it easily digestible and practical to use in your everyday life. And then I'm gonna go off on you when you act like you don't understand. And I'm gonna tell you something happens when I go off. Yeah, some people get mad, but somebody be like, I actually needed that. Okay, I get this now. I don't know what it is, but whatever. So subscribe if you haven't. Share it with someone you feel need to know anything about just creating a life of your dreams. All right. All right. I'm gonna go through the comments a little bit. I want to scroll up because I want to see if I see anything related to what I was talking about as well, because I want to make sure you guys got this concept. And first off, I really hope y'all was excited as I was about our examples. Y'all like practical, tangible examples like that? Do you guys like that? If so, we'll do more of that. Hey, everyone. I was just telling my sister about manifestation and I popped up on the screen. I love that. I love that. Love your videos from South Africa. Hello, South Africa. Yes, you are focused, sis. Listen, I worked real hard. I was like, I'm not going to be looking in the comments today. I'm not. Go wait. I'm here to receive 7-figure earner. And you are, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Multi. Let's say it that. I'm gonna speak that thing into existence for you. Right now, I'm seeing you coming on here telling me that you just had your first 7-figure year. I see it, I feel it, I believe it. Yes, ma'am, Miss Self-Taught Nails. Nikki Massey, hello. Checking in from Long Island. I love that. Thank you, Jane. Okay, a real live sister who doing it. I love it. Hi, Ray from UK. Let me see. I'm so thankful for your content along with others. Really push me forward and being a master manifester I am today. I love that. Hi, North Carolina. Sorry about that. I binge watched you all week. Slight obsession. I love that though. And at least you're obsessed with things that's pushing you towards what you want instead. Remember the input output. At least you're obsessed with something that's going to get you where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Because we could be obsessed with watching other stories about people who going through the same thing. It's like, honey, let me tell you, when you living it in real life, you don't need to be watching nobody doing it. You need to watch something different. See something different, okay? Oh, I was just finishing your masterclass and you're live. Yes. Let me see. You said Taj Mahal of chicken coops for V2. Yes. I'm a 90s baby and I respect all that you do. I want to love that life. I love it. I love your stories. Thank you, Pamela. First generation of cable box children unite. I love that. Let me see. Okay. Nikki says gardening is also one of my passion. Plant the seed in order to grow. You have to nurture it. This is harvesting season. Yes. Truth. I always hated fresh tomatoes until I got it straight off the vine. Yes. Okay, let me see. Analogies on point. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure you guys got the message. Yeah, expect the unexpected when it comes to the roots. Growing, baby, your roots just growing. That's all. Y'all got it. Okay, I see this. Y'all got it. Wait a minute. That Leo energy showing today. Listen, this Leo moon. Get a little extra. Blame my Leo. You gotta blame Leo. That's all that is. I feel it through the phone. I really get this. I love manifesting. I feel you. You teach. I love that. Okay, this is so important. This is so important. Yes, Tiffany, I intend to be deeply rooted and grounded in the word of God, the law of God. And you know what, Tiffany? The word of God and the law of God tells you everything about manifestation. It tells you everything because all manifestation is true faith. The problem is that most people who talk about God don't have faith. Most people who talk about God the most are the people that don't do nothing but complain about what they ain't got. I have always found that interesting. Coming from a minister that I actually used to be like in the front of the church laying hands. Okay. Let me be clear. Most people in the church are the people talking about faith the most, and they ain't got faith, and all manifestation is faith and understanding your dominion and understanding you can move those mountains. Yes, yes, yes. Most people. I don't know why this is. It's very interesting to me. I literally was talking to a friend about this a couple of months ago. Why is it that within the church, the people who are supposed to believe in a higher power, who believe in the Bible, are the very people who move in lack and fear more than anything? It is a very interesting phenomenon to me. I don't know. And I think a little bit of it is we talk about faith, but really don't know how to move in faith. And also, people reading the Bibles created today. See that Bible I got upstairs that was printed in like 1505 or 1508, before a whole bunch of hands got off up in that thing. You realize the Bible, a whole book of how to create and knowing your power and knowing your dominion and knowing who you are and knowing that you the queen and the king and dang old king of your kingdom. Y'all know how I feel about dominion. To me, it's very different. Shawana, you are moving my spirit when you know your power. It hit different. It hit different. Okay. Enlighten me. This is awesome. I got a big C. Yes, 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 yes. Don't make the mistake of seeing it as big, that it's harder to attain. Exactly. It's not. It's just buried deeper, right? Let me see. This analogy is so perfect. Come on, sis. This is validation about my big seed, and I know it's manifesting. I don't know. It is manifested. It ain't manifesting. It is manifested. You just don't see the fruit yet. But you know, once the seed planted, it just need to grow. But the seed still the fruit. Yeah, do y'all get that? Hey, Clarissa. Hey, girly. The seed is still the thing. That's why a lot of times when people are like, you're waiting on the thing. No, the thing is there. The thing is what you planted. Like you're not even waiting on it. It's already there. At that point, you just need to be deeply rooted so you can keep it, and then all of a sudden it begins to show up in that 3D manifestation. I'm still in my little dirty little water right here. I needed to hear this today. Yes, I forgot who I am. What a great what is a great platform to sell courses on. I've never been huge on courses. I am definitely more of a high ticket girl. Like um most of my stuff is extremely high ticket, and that's people always ask why I don't like promote. I wanted to share here. Now the school is my lower ticket offering. It's only a couple hundred a month, but most of my offerings personally run between $5,000 and $10,000 a month. So I don't do courses, I do coaching. If I had to do a course, probably okay, actually, let me be clear. What the people go tell you, I'm gonna give you a couple answers. I believe in ownership. And this ain't what this is about, but I'm just going to tell you. I believe in ownership. So the people will tell you to go like the Teachable or Kajabi or Simplero, which I do have Simplero, or one of those places to keep your thing. What I prefer personally is to own my things on my domain. So I would rather get like have a website, a WordPress website, and get a plugin that's a membership plugin, and then my course will be on my website. But if you want something that's like easy, like Teachable or something like that, but I like to own my own stuff because I'm an entrepreneur. And like if I was doing music, what they say, owning your masters, like I believe in owning my masters. So when you start putting it on other people's platform, it become a thing. So hopefully that makes sense. Um, I live on a farm and it's magical and peaceful. Yes, I'm sure it is. What is a SP? It's a specific person. Abdullah's whole Neville, you are in Barbados. When you plant the seed, you reap the harvest every time, baby. As long as you tend to it. Sometimes we plant the seed and don't tend to it. Also, sometimes we plant the seed and we don't tend to it. And then life goes on And then later we remember we planted that seed. The great thing about the way manifestation work and programming work is if you planted your seed, even if you forgot about it, it was still there when it ain't dead. It's just there waiting for you to tend to it. And then you start tending to it and watering it and fertilizing it. And then it still comes back around. Because I think about several things. The house in Italy back in 2000, and I think it was 12 or 13, when I went to Vegas. The plan was to go to Vegas and apply for residency and go back and get a place in Italy. And then I fell in love with Vegas and I didn't leave. I love Vegas and came here 5 years later. So I kind of forgot about that. And then pretty much most of my 30s, I wanted, well, 20s and 30s, I wanted land and farm. And so I just bought the farmland. I closed on it. I think it was December 5th, I think. Yeah, I think it was December 5th. So sometimes we forget about things. I talk about this often. Sometimes we forget about things because we do forget. I never forget my power. I know I'm a bad bee. And I know I run this bad boy. I know I'm a powerful co-creator and I co-create with the God in me, which is my higher self. So I know my power. Absolutely. But sometimes I forget what I desire and get caught up in what society tell me I'm supposed to desire, if that makes sense. And so I just got a little off track for a little while. I was stunning because I can stunt real hard because I'm an Aquarius. And it don't do no good to be an Aquarius sun and a Leo moon. Those two together is can be something else sometimes. So sometimes I forget and I stunt real hard. I stunt real hard for too long. And I'll be like, girl, you don't even care nothing about stunt, girl. You just want to be, a pretend country girl and just be in the house. Like I don't be needing to go out. I don't need to do all the things. I could be in the house minding my own business all the time. Sorry, I was checking my phone. I put this phone on do not disturb because I was on here. And y'all ain't even tell me I shouldn't have did that. And my baby might call and say he ready for me to pick him up. That's okay. I should have known he wasn't gonna be ready that quick though. But I just sometimes forget that part. And sometimes we lose ourselves. We lose ourselves in our industries. We lose ourselves in our partners. We lose ourselves in what society tell us we supposed to want. That's a big one. For me, I lost myself in and I talked about this on the last live. I lost myself in I want y'all to think I'm rich. Fuck yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry, I'm not, but I am. I ain't mean to say that, but I mean it. But I didn't mean to say that. Forget y'all. You know what I'm saying? But there was once the pressure, specifically as an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, like people go where they see energy growing, right? And so as an entrepreneur, it's a pressure to appear a certain way. It's a pressure to be a certain thing. And it's like, yeah, I love all those things. Like, because mama got a vacation house. So clearly I like nice things, but I don't find it necessary to be like, hey, y'all, I just bought a new purse or shoes or like first class or private jet. Like those things for me, they're more of like convenience. They're more of what's needed. Like I was talking to a friend about a coat, a specific coat I got. And I'm like, I don't really like to wear it a lot of times when I'm around here, even if it's super cold. But I do like it when I'm in Europe because those below freezing temperatures hit you real different and don't know ain't nobody looking at you for that. And so there have been moments in life that I forgot who I was and succumb to the pressure of proving something to other people, proving I'm worthy, basically, proving that you need to work with me because I'm worthy. And the very people who even care about that ain't never the people who pay me. Isn't that ironic? So when I got that about a good, maybe like 4 years ago, maybe 5, I kind of got that. I'm like, girl, you have lost your mind. You don't even be wanting half of this stuff, right? I've gotten rid of so many things Because I don't even care about like some things I do. Like I am a person, like certain things I like I am, but I don't like them for you. I don't care if you ever see them. I don't care if you never see the things that I have, ever. If I ever show anything, it's things that I think that really moves people forward. Like sharing with you that a 39-year-old, yeah, I'm be 40. And I mean, I'll be 40 in 3 weeks. A 49, not 49, 39-year-old from Birmingham, Alabama, was not raised with a silver spoon in her mouth at all. Middle class family, and has been through her own little situations in life. Never left the United States until not, yeah, the United States until I was a mother, a single mother at that. And the very first time I left the United States, I left the United States for a year. Sharing those things, I like to share things that let you know it's possible, right? Sharing that person has 40 acres in Texas, a 7-acre mini farm in Mississippi, a vacation home in Sicily. Like to me, that means something. See, that's things that grow in value. This other stuff, y'all, this shit, I'm trying not to curse. These things, these purses, these shoes, the trappings, when like having to be on like social media, like, look at me. That stuff don't mean nothing. It might be impressive to someone. It's impressive, sure. If you're not used to it, if you're used to it, it ain't even impressive. Like at all. It's like, oh, okay. I like your glasses. I like your purse. I like things, I like to share things that help you know that bigger is possible for you. See, ain't nobody taking my paid for stuff from me. My paid for land, my paid for house. Am I taking that from me? And I ain't finna sell it. It's mine. It's mine. I can then take that thing and make more money from it, right? And that's the point. We want to be able to create situations where we're creating legacies and wealth for ourselves, for our future generations. And I promise they don't come from those other things. It was like once I got that realization, I don't even know how I got here, but whatever. Once I got that realization, once I adopted that, once I was like, oh wow, whoa, you're a part of the problem by even sharing these pieces, as opposed to sharing your investments, as opposed to sharing like you can start with $25 into a fund, start putting $100 a month into some a Vanguard fund. Share what you wish you knew at 25, so the 25-year-olds can do it now. See, those things mean something to me. To me, your things aren't impressive unless you bought them with returns on your investments. See, I ain't know that before. I was buying stuff with my work. Now that's just dumb. I'm not calling you dumb. I'm saying for me. Let me stick this. This is for me. For me, it's dumb to go to work to buy things that don't make me money. I work with clients and I'm buying things that don't make me money. When I can buy things that make me money while I'm like doing nothing, and then with the money I make from that, then I can buy the things. It's just smarter. Does that make sense? I really hope that makes sense. So, like, as this process has gone and I've grown as an entrepreneur and I remember who I was, I remember, like, that's me. I'm actually really smart when it comes to, like, okay, I have no desire to take this is me being very transparent with you. After 45, I probably won't take no private clients. I don't care that I get paid 125,000 a year. It's just money. I don't care. I don't. I consciously set myself up so I don't have to. If I choose to, if I change my mind, I have the right. I can. Right? That's me. To me, that's real freedom. Real freedom is not putting yourself in a situation where you have to keep buying stuff to impress people and then working to buy stuff to impress people and working to buy stuff to impress people. That just feels foolish. And then if you had to quit working today and never work again, you could not make that option. That is not a choice for you. It's not a choice. I like choice. See, choice is freedom for me. And freedom, I don't know what it is about that. I don't know why that became a thing for me. But like the freedom to say I'm get up and go somewhere is important to me. The freedom to say I want to buy something is important to me. The freedom to say I don't want to is important to me. The freedom to say, you know, I don't want to buy food from the grocery store no more. And I got my little animals out there and I got the farm hands and the people helping me go get me some chicken. Like all of that, everything I do equates to freedom for me. And honestly, that's what I stand for. I am definitely one of those people that you would see me and I'll be this old ass woman. Oh, I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna work on this cursing thing. I'm gonna be this old woman, like, because I see myself being like 112, 120. And I'm gonna be out there with my little rose garden. And it's gonna be like, look at that cute old woman. And then when I do my physical body leave this earth, because energy doesn't die. So when my physical body leaves this earth, and then my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids actually have something that they have that's theirs. Like I remember deeply in my heart, like wishing there was a family home to go to. Well, I went, where the family home at? My mama looked at me and said, Stephanie, there is not one. Okay. There's not one. Quit asking me about a family. I said, ain't nobody got no house. Yeah, we ain't got no family. And then I said, girl, you leaving it. It's on you, boo. It's on you, boo. And granted, I overdo things. So I was like, I ain't gonna leave one home. I'm gonna leave a bunch of them. I overdo things, and that's fine. I'm extra. I like the extraness of me. So then we got options. Cause of how we ain't got no family home. But that's okay. We fix that thing, right? Somebody gotta the break chains somewhere. Might as well be me. Might as well. It's kind of how I feel about it. So once I remembered that that's what I stand for, then I could really manifest the way I wanted to, because that's what my heart really desires. Sometimes we be trying to manifest things that I said this last week that our heart don't. That one last week. It was 15 days ago on first, 2 weeks ago. That we manifest things. We're trying to manifest things that our heart really doesn't desire. We consciously desire it, but our heart doesn't desire it. So there have been things that my heart didn't desire, but I thought I wanted. And it was like, why does this feel quote unquote hard? Because I ain't even really wanted it in the first place. I hope that makes sense. I know I will go on a tangent, and this is why I waited to go to the comments. But that's one thing I'm going to do is a tangent. But my tangent saves lives. I know it does. Spirit really be giving me messages. And I'm just like, you know what, Stephanie, can you not be so long-winded? And God, like, absolutely not. You definitely gonna be long-winded because somebody need it. I got it. It's changing my life as you speak. You are awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I called myself yesterday. I told myself, chill. It's only been a few days. It takes time. Yes. And it's important to realize too, with it takes time. It really does depend on the seed. And what I mean is, there are some seeds that your subconscious doesn't have as many blocks around. There are some. And there are others that, for whatever reason, you have more modeling of what you don't want than what you do. And so it's more, the roots have to go much deeper, basically, than other seeds, because it's like, oh, this isn't going to be hard. If the wind blows, it didn't take super deep roots for this one. And to some people, so here's the thing for me, and this is just, I don't know why this is. I've never really had. So I have a video that a lot of you probably found me from, which was talking about manifesting money quickly, 15K in a weekend. I don't actually have a lot of beliefs that tell me I can't have money. I don't think I ever really had many. So when it comes to tangible things, I've never really thought I couldn't have money. Like money just always felt easier to me. And there are other things within my life that have felt bigger. But my modeling from around me showed me I couldn't have it. Now, it's not that I consciously think I can't, but remember, I told you there's always something we're working on, guys. We're always working on it. When I get to the point that I have no blocks, no anything, I'm probably going to die. If you don't have anything to grow, if you ain't growing, you dead. Some got to be happening either with the roots or above the soil. It ain't growing this the thing dead. It's nothing happening, right? So there are certain areas in my life that I have to put more emphasis on, and there are areas that really I don't have to put a lot of emphasis on. So if I decide I want to do a big up level financially, then I now put more emphasis on it because it will be a level maybe I haven't seen or maybe I haven't reached, and I need to put more emphasis on it. So you have to be mindful of to what that thing is, and just some things. I have people who work with me who I have and I consider her a friend as well. Her whole family, her and her husband, I consider friends. She came into one of my programs and she manifested her husband, and I love her husband. Okay. He is a fellow Aquarius, and he is quirky as hell. And if we live near each other, I have no doubt I would be calling him like, she'd be like, Stephanie, I'd be like, come on over too. You will come do such and such. I love him. He is amazing, right? And she manifested him, and we have worked together in a couple capacities. And one day I said to her, one of the things she struggled with, I said, if this was a conversation about love, what would you say to yourself? Because what happens is manifesting and creation and reprogramming is the same for whatever we're talking about. Whether we are talking about money, clients, building a big brand, weight, appearance, relationships, children, whatever it is, manifesting is manifesting. Like that's the reprogramming, man, like all it's the same process. But what happens is we all have a blind spot somewhere under some area. So when I presented it to her that way, she instantly knew. Because the way that she can manifest, the blind spot is around my magic is money. So people come to me when they want to be rich as fuck, rich AF. People come to me when they want, because that's never been my problem. Like I've had moments where I needed more money. My capacity wasn't as grand. But when I wanted to manifest money, I always manifest money. Always, whether it comes from somebody else, whether it comes through getting clients, whether it comes from checks in the mail, whatever. It's just not as much of a, even when it's felt hard. Like sometimes it's felt hard, but it's never been like something that never came through. It's just always has come through because that's not as much of a blockage for me. Whereas other people, it feels a little different to them. So as soon as I said it to her, like she got it, it was great. We moved on, right? If you can grasp that it's okay, some areas will feel like it's a little slower. Because first off, every seed roots, not just the seed we want. So if your beliefs have been there, likely for years, possibly decades, right? If you over 20, it could have been multiple decades. Programming starts before birth. So if that is the case and it's been there for decades, you got to uproot that thing. So at the same time you uprooting your planting, sometimes it just feels that way. And that's why you got to trust this. You got to trust that it's happening under there, because that's why it might be longer. So like sometimes people think things I've manifested to them feels like a big seed. And is it a big seed? Yeah, but it wasn't like a hard seed to me. But you give me something that they thought was an easy or a small seed, and I'll be like, man, right? It's taking forever, because that might be where my thing is. We all have our thing, right? And one thing I never want to do, I can come off as a little, I mean, I'm Aquarius, right? I can come off as a little arrogant. I mean, I think I'm a bad bee. I mean, the hell, you should too. Like, I just think it's crazy to not. I think that I know what I know about what I know, and what I don't know, I don't know. And I'll be like, girl, I don't even know, girl. So I come off that way, but I am the first one to tell you Stephanie is not perfect. It's definitely a journey. I catch myself in things that are, thank you, girl. Thank you so much. You know how I feel about getting my super chats, boo. I be like, yes, y'all don't even know. After the last one, I got my little super chats. I called my mom. It's like, mom, they gave me. Oh, and my mother said to me, she was like, you know, you have always been like this. And I said, what? And she was like, you're the most appreciative person I know. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I have a thing about people thinking about me. It it feels good. I feel so grateful. And I feel grateful that you guys think that what I am teaching is impacting you enough, right? And somebody said to me, um, well, I could only give you 99 cents. I'm like, girl, I don't care. If your 99 cent felt like $99 and $99 million, then you just as blessed. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hold on. So I wanted to make sure you ain't had no questions because I was gonna stop and answer. Okay. So you really do have to recognize that we all have our spots. And I have mine, and we all working through this together. And I don't ever want to be one of those people to act like I'm perfect. Because I'm not. I'm working on it. You can kind of see that sometime in the comments when people say something smart to me. And I don't ever get angry. I'm not really that moved by that. But sometimes I come to play. I'm like, I got a little time. I'm laying in the bed. I got a little time. And then I have to say to myself, now, Stephanie, girl, why you don't even know these people. They don't know you, girl. Go sleep. Put this phone down, roll over, and go to sleep. Not perfect. Never proclaim to be. We all have our spots. Mimi, I just read chapter 1 in the bathtub. Not you was hooping and hollering. Listen, just wait till I teach it. And then I'm glad you're reading it first because, of course, as I'm reading, I'm pausing and I'm commenting and we're having commentary around it. Listen, that book on faith, even if you think you know faith, you don't know nothing about faith. Baby, you know nothing about faith. This is when you know nothing about faith. So y'all, most people think they have faith. I'll be like, you're the most faithless faith. No, you have thought, you have conscious. I believe whenever you be like, God, please, you don't believe it. That ain't faith. Faith is saying it is and going on about your business. Faith is planting seed, getting some water, and being like, I know it's working under there. Let me go on about my business. Oh, I was miffed. I missed the majority of this, but I heard what I needed to hear. I came right on time. Thanks. You're welcome. Come just watch the replay. You probably didn't miss as much as you think you did. I just got my book. I'm glad y'all getting y'all books. Yes, 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 honey. Yes. Be as long-winded as you like. I just tuned in. Yes. Thank you so much. Oh no, that's small. I found you in the middle of a nap. Wait, I found you in the middle of a nap watching videos on autoplay, and I heard you talking in my sleep. Woke up and you know what? Ain't that a blessing that your subconscious was like, wake up. Thank you so much. And thank you for subscribing. And thank you for the super chat. I think that's what y'all call it. Y'all know this is my second live, right? I live on Facebook all the time, but yeah, it's my second one. Laverne says somebody just gave me $10. Listen, and if I was you, you better act like that $10 is a million. Listen, that means so much more is to come. Be grateful for. When I say gratitude is so magical, I feel like gratitude is a fertilizer on seeds. Like if you plant a seed, just moving through your life in gratitude. And I think a little bit of it is when you've experienced any sort of contrast, that even knowing what's possible, just knowing what's possible, it's so much to be grateful for. Just knowing that, just having the capacity for more in all ways. Gratitude literally is like a sprinkle. I'm gonna do a video about that. Gratitude is like a sprinkle of fertilizer on whatever seed you put in it. Even if that seed was gonna be big, the harvest was gonna be grand, it will be grander, you know? I love it, Stephanie. You are blessed to be able to bless others. Exactly, exactly. I'm 23 and haven't had any guidance in the game of real life. My higher self been guiding me, but it's awesome to have a role model. Yes, I love that. And we do, we have to trust our higher self, especially people always ask, how do you know? And I'm like, your higher self doesn't move in fear. What are higher vibrational frequencies, right? That's what your higher self will always talk to you in. And most of us are so disconnected. Most of us are so disconnected from who we truly are. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a while to find ourselves, and that's okay. And I think we do have to give ourselves grace. Let's see. Studio eclipse. I'm super late. What I miss? Girl, you have to go back and go replay. You gotta go through the replay, girl. Aquarius in the house. Um, Aaron said, yes, if you miss today, it's okay. I just tend to your seed, and when you come, it'll grow. Exactly. Yeah, I know I missed a lot. The thing kept moving, so I missed a lot. I felt that it's time to start building new legacies and new traditions. Why not? That's what I asked myself. You're basically getting yourself free from modern day slavery. Exactly. Thank you so much, Batrina. Batrina, did I say that right? Just pray for me. That's all I ask. I'm glad you said I'll definitely pray for you, but I'm gonna tell you what I see for you right now. And this is what prayer is. And I think if you saw, I think I said it on my live stream. I know I said it somewhere. Prayer is every thought you think. Every thought you think. So right now, Katrina, I am seeing you as healthy as possible and always. I am seeing you as loved. I am seeing you as abundant in everything. From love to money, abundance of health, abundance of anything that you desire. I see that everything you put your hand on grows in the way that you desire. And I see you as a person who really, truly recognize your power and your worth. That's prayer. And that's what I see for you. And I can't wait for you to come back to me and tell me that whatever it is that's happening within your life, that you're like, oh my God, Stephanie, I see it in the 3D. So happy for you. I'm going to continue to see that for you, Batrina. And I keep saying your name so I can remember it, because when I know y'all names, like when we've had interactions and I know your name, I make it a point when I'm going through and I see your name again, I start seeing you in this powerful space. I said this on the live, that Florence Scoville call that treatment. It's a treatment. It's a prayer. See nothing but grace and power for you, and that you really know that you're the queen of your castle, that you have dominion over all. I read an article about squishing negativity underfoot like a grape. Yes. Thank you, Jody. Thank you. That's so cute. I don't even know is that like an emoji? That's so cute. A gift, a gift, a gif, a gift, whatever it is. Thank you. It's so cute. You're so welcome. I love it. I could listen to you talk and talk nonstop for days, if not weeks. You're speaking to my soul, and I'm officially obsessed. I love that. AJ. I love that. My daddy is from Bessemer. I was just in Bessemer last weekend. I actually drove to my land in Mississippi, and it's halfway between Atlanta. Well, Birmingham's halfway between there. And always just stop at home. And one of my closest friends, one of my best friends lives in Bessemer. And I was like, let's go do lunch while I'm here. So I was in downtown Bessemer for a little while. Let's see, the internet, social media, YouTube are manifesting platforms. Whatever it is you want to sell, there's always a buyer. Putting on for the Southern girls. I love that. And I always forget that I'm supposed to not have my Southern accent on display, but y'all got it today. Ain't no point in me even playing with y'all. Y'all got y'all. I always forget that I am supposed to be speaking standard American English, and then I get really comfortable. So here we are. That means we're friends. I'm comfortable with you guys. Oh my God, you're brilliant. Castle and Button is equal, but not only if you consider them exactly, but if you don't, exactly. Exactly. That's the part that's like, like I love Abraham Hicks and I love Abraham Hicks' work. I've been to several of their things, I guess conferences. I wouldn't call them conferences, but whatever they are. But that's the one thing it's like, yeah, this is why I did this channel, guys, because we have to also, we are spirits, but we are spirits in human form in our bodies with conscious and subconsciousness happening at the same time. And that's very true. It's easy as manifest a castle as it is, but but we also have to recognize our consciousness, our subconsciousness. And so I a little bit think it's irresponsible, just me. And it's, like I said, I love Abraham Hicks, and I'm not taking away from them and the work that they've done at all, because they have definitely been a part of my journey. So let me say that as well. But for me, now that I know more, it's irresponsible to know more and not say more. That's how I feel about it for me. See, sometimes people be like, oh, you didn't tell me. Like, I can't tell you what I don't know. But when I know, it's irresponsible for me to give you a piece and not give it all. For me, for me. Yes, passive income is freedom from modern day slavery. Yes, and listen, in a good few years, I don't know if after I be like, all right, farm, it's time for me to be in Italy full time. I don't know if I'm gonna decide that, and if I decide that, I need my good passive income going, because Italy do not be playing about not working coming up in their country to live. Okay, so I need my good passive going. Nana, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're welcome. You're welcome. Um, that's what I see you as, nothing but abundant, healthy, wealthy, blessed, and all your hands touch. Yes, 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 yes. What's the name of the book again? I'm sorry, I keep missing it. No worries. It is God Works Through Faith. I don't remember don't remember who wrote it. It's a blue book. But if you go under my community tab, I have a picture of it, and then you can just order it from Amazon. And I did a prediction that by Monday I'll be at 10,000. As soon as I hit 10,000, I'm gonna start. The God Works Through Faith. It's so good, yeah. It's almost like a reminder. Yeah, we've been so asleep. We are so asleep. So good, right? And again, we need to know both. We need to know on the spiritual side, and we need to, like, I feel like it's sad that on the spiritual side, people don't respect science, and on the science side, people don't respect religion. But finally, like I said, science is catching up to religion. But it's like, what, it all is working in unison, because the spiritual side is what begins to move the particles on the science side. It's like, I'm not real big on being against anyone. Like the video I talked about, like why I'm not like other law of attraction or law of assumption coaches. People took that like, oh, I was like a boo-booing on other people. And it's like, no, I'm just not the same. Right? Don't mean people don't have a place. It's a few that I like. Just not the same. I'm purposely doing something. Why do y'all need me on here saying the same thing everybody else say? Y'all don't need me to do that. When people voice, yeah, y'all don't need me to do that. What y'all need me to do that for? They telling you already. We don't need to keep regurgitating the same thing over and over. We need somebody to bring something in a different way that's going to touch our spirit in a different way. Just my point of view. I don't know why people. I do know why, because my Aquarius sometimes. But I told y'all, Aquarius and Leo together, they be coming off real like. And if you already come into my space and you're like taken aback, and you've never taken in any of my other content, you will be like, that bitch trying to be funny. And it's like, no, I really am just a bad bitch. Like, no, I'm not being funny. And everybody has their space and place. I was just saying I'm not even competition. I don't do law of attraction or law of assumption coaching. I ain't a competition. I don't even do that. I'll be like, there's plenty of them to do that. And I was like, why are people mad about this? Because I said I'm a bad bitch? Shit, I am. You are too, girl. You are too, girl. Let's see. Yeah, this thing be moving so fast sometimes. Hold on. Gratitude is fertilizer. On a Planet Seed. Yes, that would be a great book title. It would be. I was just going to sleep and I saw that you were live on YouTube. I had to get up and click on it. Oh, if you just found it, make sure you go back to the replay. The first 30 minutes. I don't know how we've been here an hour and 14 minutes because I quit talking at 27 minutes. Well, I quit teaching. Or was it 37? Point being, I don't even know how we got here this long. So go back because it's been some good stuff said. Share your knowledge. Knowledge is power. I've been going through a spiritual journey. Says her friend, I've never had 15K and then your 15K law of assumption. Wow, I love that. I don't think it's eerie. I think it's a couple things. Now on my conspiracy side, yeah, I be over here, like I say with Facebook, I be like, Mark and them be listening to us, Mark Zuckerberg and them. They be listening to us and they retarget and be strong. And on the other side, when we put the things out in the universe, like what they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Isn't that what the saying is? A little bit. I believe in that too. So we hit both sides. I do be like, I say a lot, marking them, me listening. I promise y'all, I've been in Facebook Messenger talking to a friend about like needing something. Like I was talking about chickens, and then I got off the thing, and then all of a sudden, building supply company, one of them companies, and the chickens and chicken coops popped up. I say, you know what, Mark, you play so much. Stay out my business. Yeah, it is a free audio on YouTube. I personally don't suggest that if you want to read it. You can listen to me because I'm going to read it. I wish I had it down here. You can see in my picture, my page is raggedy. I highlight in that book. I write in that book. That book is worth the investment. Plant a seed, sis. Plant a seed. Robert A. Russell. Thank you, Ladybug, because Stephanie forgot. Yes. Do you still use water? I don't. I use my mind. I don't really use any tools anymore because I know my power. I don't really believe you need any external anything in order to manifest. It's cool. It was just a visualization technique. Water is good for a visualization technique, but you don't need to do that. You all the power you need. Your conscious and your subconscious is extremely powerful, and it starts to process. All the water does is help you in general, water mirrors and anything that is reflective. Um, it's a gazing technique, right? And you can be able to look in it and you see images and you see things. Well, it's another way to see things and then drink it up, but it ain't necessary. I think this is more powerful and it's quicker because I can be driving down the street and consciously manifesting. Yep, scrying. I actually have a scrying mirror that I made probably like 8 years ago. My dresser in my room. I take that. It's an antique. It's probably in my top drawer. And I went and now I had to be more than 8 years ago. Because I remember when I made it, probably like 11 years ago, I went and got a frame. I think I went to the thrift store too. I think I did. We got me a little frame. And I took the inside out, like the backing. And I put did I spray paint it back? I think I spray painted it black, sort of reflect. I think that's what I did. I'm trying to remember. I think that's what I did. I used to use it all the time. I just don't think, we don't need it. I'm powerful. And sometimes, again, all these things are just tools. But once you know your power, you don't even need the tools anymore because it's all here. It's all here, you know? And one of the things I think I heard you talking to Katrina, but I felt like it was for me. Anybody who wanted it to be for them, it's for you. Take it for you. hmm Um, I forgot what I was gonna say when I read it. I don't know. Let me go back over here. It'll come back to me. I was saying about scrying. I was saying about tools. Oh, I was saying another thing. I knew it to come back. Another thing that I think is really important too. It's a really not necessarily important, but another tool that's still not. You don't have to use a thing. People struggle with clairvoyance because the thing. A lot of times people have problems visualizing things because their clairvoyance, their ability to see, is blocked. And you guys know, over on my Southern Girl in Italy, I ain't doing nothing with that YouTube page. Yeah, I'm going to. I had to figure it out. Like here, this is easy because technically my work has always been around like manifesting, creating, programming. There I'm like, what am I gonna post? So is there, but that used to be my spiritual channel. And I did leave up, if I recall correctly, I think I left up my videos about spiritual gifts. I had a spiritual gift video that went viral 4 or 5 years ago. And one of them I talked about clairvoyance, the ability to see. And people think of clairvoyance as like this esoteric thing. And it's like, no, you need to be clairvoyant about your own life. You need to be able to see what it is that you want. You need to be able to see your future. You need to be able to see your next timeline. And I've talked about this a little inside of the school, but one of the techniques that I like to use that I think is easy for most people is like find something. It's just to practice basically building your clairvoyance muscle. So something I have right here that's easy is a pair of scissors. It's like a lighter blue on the inside, like a turquoisey blue, and then a different color blue, right? And so I'm looking at it, right? I'm looking at it with my physical eyes. I'm looking at it. Clairvoyance is then me being able to put them down and if you're not used to it, I would say close your eyes, but if you are, still be able to see the scissors. If you're not, close your eyes. So when I close my eyes right now, I still see the scissors. I still see the blue on the darker blue on the outside, the lighter blue on the inside, the silver coming up. I actually see them opening and closing. That is a practice of clairvoyance. So I tell people to do that with physical objects. The apple is actually the example that I tell people because I think everyone knows what an apple looks like. See an apple in your hand. Is it shiny? Is it dull? Does it have any indentions? Does it actually have the little stem coming out of it? Is it a fat apple? Is it a skinny apple? Is it red? Is it green? Is that bad boy yellow? These are just being able to practice seeing tangible objects help your clairvoyance, which in turn will help your visualization for your own life. It's just a really great um, clairvoyant practice. Clairvoyance out, like I actually have all, I don't talk about this much because number one, the sciences in me, like science and spirituality again is very like, but I'm definitely spiritually gifted. I actually have all of the clairs. Clairvoyance is my, I guess, has been my weaker one. So I've done a lot of practice around seeing. So now my muscle is stronger. I'm sure it could get even stronger. But like my natural is claircognizant. Just I know things. And I'm like, how I know that? I don't even really know how I know that, but I know that. Okay, let's move on. My clairaudience is really, really good. You kind of know that. Like sometimes you get buzzing in your ears. I mean, you could also have like an inner ear thing going on too. But hearing, usually it sounds like it's internal, but it's your higher voice. So people are always like, what does your higher voice sound like? And typically I know it to sound like me, but typically things that I wouldn't normally say, like I go back and forth with myself. Like if my consciousness is saying something that actually is not speaking what my soul calling me to, my higher voice will step in and say, nope, that ain't it. And it'll be weird. It's like, oh, okay. So I actually do talk to myself, call me crazy. Whatever, I'll take it. Y'all talk to y'all self too. Y'all just try to act like y'all don't. I just think it's so natural. Um, but that's a good, like those are really good practices. That's a really good practice to see. And so, especially if any of you tend to have a hard time visualizing, start trying to see things as actually tangible. Here's like a little banana clip. I would close my eyes, try to see the banana clip. It just really helped that. Now, be warned that if you are spiritually gifted, it's also going to grow that. So that's my warning for that. Is when you grow your clairs, you might also see things when your friends are talking to you. So just a little warning, but you know, it works very well. I love that I caught you live. This is my first live with you. I love that. Um, a- and giving us the tea. Wait, this is what's funny about this. Bannerflick said, "Hey, Stephanie, love, love, love you. Thank you so much for educating us and giving us the tea." And y'all know I got LaRue 1680 is my luxury loose leaf tea company, so I actually really do give y'all the tea. I don't know why I think that's funny. I can also be a goofball. That shit funny to me. So I give you the tea and I give you the tea. Yes, yes, yes. I love that, Miss Disney. Thank you for your service. A planner. So always overthink, how do I get out of my way with the blockage? And first off, you don't have no blockage. There's no blockage. There's no blockage, and have more patience. Again, I think that's what you're saying. So, number one is to understand that what you want is already there. Everything you want is there. Were you here from the beginning, Miss Disney? Because if not, I'm gonna tell you to go back and watch this. Because if you're impatient, your impatience is snatching your seed up. And so what you want to do is get to a space of, I know I planted the seed. I know that my consciousness is a fertile ground. I know that I've tended to it. I know that my input and my output is exactly what it is that I want. I don't tell negative stories. I don't tell stories of what's going on unless it's a positive one. Then you know that it's actually working. So you're only impatient because you think nothing's happening. But when you go back and watch it, I have a feeling you didn't watch from the beginning. So go back and watch it. When you recognize that it's always happening once the seed is planted in fertile ground. I keep saying that because you got to make sure the seed really planted, meaning you plant what you want to. So like you didn't do this, but say you were to tell the story, say you owned a travel agency and it felt like it was hard for you to get clients and you came through and you said to me, Stephanie, I don't know what's going on. I've been visualizing myself with clients. I don't have no clients yet. That's not it's not consciously manifesting, right? So if you are doing, because as soon as you say I don't have them, that means you're actually actively paying attention to the lack thereof. Paying attention to the lack thereof means you're not consciously manifesting that thing. You're unconsciously manifesting the opposite, right? So you're trying to manifest one thing, but in your thinking about not having that thing, what you're doing is unconsciously manifesting the lack thereof. I hope that makes sense and that wasn't confusing. You're so, 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 so very welcome. Let me see. How do you learn knowledge of your spiritual gifts? How do you use them? Just one example. Know what dreams mean. So I'm not a dream interpreter, though that's not one of my gifts. I call people and be like, so listen, I had this crazy dream. I had this crazy dream. For me specifically, I can only tell you from my point of view. I've always had spiritual gifts. I just didn't know it. I actually thought everyone knew things, and I thought everyone had like gift of prophecy, but I wouldn't have called it that. I would just know things. I would see things, not like scary things. I just thought it was normal. My grandmother did. It was a regular conversation in my household to the point that like I remember when I came out of the spiritual closet back in 17, I think. Most of my personal friends were like, well, yeah. And I was like, you know this? Because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. For those who don't know, and I don't want to really go in too far into this because it's not what the channel is about. And I don't want to focus on that. It's like this is who I am, but I don't do readings. I don't do that. I'll take that back. I do have people I do readings for, but they're people that I've already like been doing readings, like, but I don't sell readings and stuff like that. There's a school in Stansted, England, and it's considered like the Harry Potter for adults is what they call it because it's like magical. And so you go, like, I don't believe you can learn spiritual gifts. And so you go though to practice them. So I went to prove that I was not gifted in this way. And long story short, I left there like, you're a fucking weirdo. That is how I left, right? And I mean, I don't think weirdo is a bad thing, but it's just different. And I kind of like being different. But I went to prove I wasn't. And within 24 hours, they had like a beginner's class, an intermediate class, and an advanced class. And the guy who was separating us was like the organizer. And he went through like, I got there late. For some reason, I thought they said get there at 3:30. I ain't noticed it started at 3:30. Like, be there by 3:30. Like, I should have been there that morning. Who knew? I was in London already. I could have been there. So when he separated us, when he came to me, he was like, "You weren't here early." Because I mean, I stand out like a sore thumb in most places. He was like, "You weren't here earlier." I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, so do you do this for a living?" I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Do you have any experience?" I'm like, "Nope." Okay. So he's asked me, and I keep telling him no. And he's like, "Yeah, but you know how to do this. I'm gonna put you over here in this class." So the girl who was sitting next to me, she looked at me and she was like, "I thought you said you never did this." I was like, "Girl, I hadn't. Why you said that?" She said, "Because he just put you in the advanced class." And I was like, maybe he thought I said yes, because Southern accent. I mean, yes and no don't sound alike, but whatever. So I asked him, he was like, "No, you belong in this class." Anyway, by the end of the week, it's literally the most intensive. You spend from 9 a.m. in the morning until about 8 p.m. at night, practicing basically reading, using all the different clairs. But by the end of the week, I was like, girl, well, at least now you have a title to put on it. But you came to disprove, and you just kind of proved that you are. This is interesting. So yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. I enjoyed it. I grew it, which is how I got into clairs and wanting to strengthen my clairs more and all of those things. But I was a little shooketh. And I felt like I was thrown into like the deep end because it was people there who were like professional. And I was like, baby, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just saying sometimes I see stuff and sometimes I know stuff, but I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wait, it's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna have to get off in a minute, y'all, because the doors to the School of Quantum Living is supposed to close at 6. And if I'm talking to y'all, I can't close the door. So I'm getting off in like 5 minutes. I gotta close the door because I gotta stick to, like, if you ain't signed up by 6 and we've been open since the first, normally we're only open 5 days out the month. And January, I opened for 15 to give people more time to get in. And I said I was closing at 6 p.m. I just realized it's 6. And I've been on here with an hour and a half. Y'all do this every time. Didn't we do this on the first? Y'all just be having me on here running my mouth. Anyway, that's my story on how I found out I was spiritually gifted. But I went like to disprove. And I really was like, maybe I'm nuts. I could be crazy. And I could be, but I even went to a psychologist. It's like, nothing's wrong with you. It's like, you sure? Because like I be knowing things. He was like, there's a thing called intuition. It's like, oh. He's like, I'm a doctor, but I do recognize these things do exist. And he's the one who sent me down the path to parapsychology, which was actually my first major when I went back to school, is parapsychology. So he the one sent me down that path. And I was like, oh, it's like a real study. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, my family have a lot of gifts, and I've been realizing more and more, but just not how to interpret things. With dreaming, maybe if I were you, like set the intention to get in a mentor of someone who interprets. June is her name. I actually know someone, an older lady, June Ambrose. June. I will look her up. Like, I've spoken to her. I've interviewed her for an old podcast I used to have. She's a dream interpreter. I will look her up. I don't know how to tell you when I look up. But if you message me on Instagram and in the first line say you told me to message you. Now, if y'all other ones message me and you didn't, and I didn't tell you to message me, and you try to pretend you her, I'm gonna block you. Don't do that. Alexis, I think that was Alexis who was asking about dream interpretation. If put that in the first line, and I'm gonna find it and send it to you. So at least maybe you can connect and hopefully do some sort of mentorship or connection or something. That part is not my magic. But what is June last name? It's really gonna bother me. I am gonna look it up for you though. But message me on Instagram on my Stephanie Sinclair page, okay? And again, in the first line, put "you told me." All right. And y'all keep messaging me for the guide. I told y'all on there, if you were not there on the first and watched it live, and I told you to message me, you ain't getting the guide. You missed it. Sometimes we miss things. It's okay. Better go come. We doing something else another time. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be pouring into y'all for a long time. We growing together, boo. There'll be more guys. Like it's a lot happening. Most of us, not all, have gifts. We just ignore it. I really believe that. I do believe that we do have. I think all of us have some sort. We specifically we have intuition, and most of us have been taught to ignore our intuition, but most of us do. And are able to tap into that, unless there are some other things going on, like other psychological things going on. Like I don't know that a psychopath, not like being funny either. I've been listening to Crime Junkies, which remember I told you I was gonna stop listening to crime. I was like, let me get Crime Junkies out my subconscious because I pulled into my garage and I was looking in the rearview mirrors to see if somebody had snuck up in them. I don't know, somebody crazy might be trying to come up in Alpharetta, Georgia. And I'm like, girl, now you ain't never been scared to come in your garage. Ma'am, let this garage show down and go on about your business. But psychopaths exist, and more psychopaths than we think, who are literally, I posted a video. This is getting way random, by the way, but clearly I'm just talking to y'all. But I'm gonna shut up 3 after this. I gotta close the door to the school. But more psychopaths exist than you would ever expect. And I watched this video. This boy, I posted it on my personal Facebook page maybe like 2 weeks ago. He's a sociopath. First off, he was so intelligent. I was like, boy, therapy been working for you because you're self-aware AF. Oh, now I want to not curse. You're very self-aware. But what it really made me, first off, I recognize like some people I know. I'm like, oh yeah, they're definitely sociopaths. And also, because sometimes people's brains are wired differently. And I ain't even mad that you are. And I respect that he know it and he tell people. But what happens is a lot of times we don't go get mental health checks. And he was saying most sociopaths, this ain't got nothing to do with manifesting, y'all. He was saying that most sociopaths don't get therapy unless they get in trouble and they're made to by the courts or someone, and the rare occasion is someone they love. They want to keep the someone and the someone made them. So they never actually get diagnosis. And I was listening to him and I was like, oh, I know a lot of, not a lot, but I can tell you one right off the top of my head that I'm like, yep, that was what was wrong. Not like a romantic, actually a family member. Like, oh, and it gives me a lot of empathy because sometimes people wires just be screwed up. Sometimes people wires just be a little off, a lot off, and people crazy as hell in a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let it be so. I've been shaking behind mine this week too as I enter the garage. So listen, I'm a quit listening. I like Ashley and Britt on Crime Junkies, but I'm listening too much. So right, Shawnee said it's time for you to go. Clearly. Yep, I'm in Alpharetta. Right up Georgia 400. Yep. Clearly it's time for me to go. Listen, because now we didn't start talking about sociopaths and psychopaths. And y'all, this done went way left. We just having a chat at this moment. I hope you guys were blessed by today's live stream. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Thank you guys for watching and sharing. And I'm excited to like continue growing together. I am so excited. I feel like I made friends with so many of you just seeing your comments, talking to you in the comments. Some of you joined the school, which is so interesting because I don't even promote it here. So just so y'all know, it's a higher level. We go deeper than we do here on YouTube, and we have like group coaching and stuff. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you. I appreciate it. We go deeper. Some of you have joined stuff, so we have an opportunity to know each other more. I really do feel like we are building a community here, and I really like it. I like it. I'm gonna become like a little addicted to YouTube. So this is fun. Okay, let me go and I'm gonna close this thing and then I'm go. What I told y'all that was 15 minutes ago. This boy texted me. Okay, bye y'all.